Hello, I'm Benson and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to show you a gimbal. A gimbal is a stabilizer for a camera. And this one is by FeiyuTech and it's the Scorp Mini 3 smartphone version. Smartphone version means that it can hold my phone and stabilize it so you don't get like shaky footage and stuff like that. Now I have tested quite a few gimbal on my channel and time after time I keep going back to FeiyuTech. Obviously they have the best tech at the moment in terms of AI tracking, but more important is the ergonomic of the handlebar. For my type of video shooting, I just can't get enough of this handle. It's easy to switch over and you can get pretty good angle even when it's low down and it's still pointing forward. So I'm going to do unboxing and then set up and test out the products and see how good or how bad they are. I hope you find my information useful and don't forget to share, like, and subscribe to my channel to help me grow. Apparently it has a payload of up to 2 kilograms, so I haven't seen a smartphone of 2 kilos. But the ad description saying that you can add attachment to it, which get me thinking. So one of the reasons I bought this particular gimbal is obviously for my phone use. I also want to try out some of my action camera, see if it works with this particular gimbal. I got one of the latest action camera at the moment, which can shoot higher than 4K. But once you start the inbuilt stabilization, it crops it into 4K. So with a gimbal, I should be able to shoot at a higher resolution without sacrificing my video quality. At the moment you can get this online for about £249 or $249, and this is the latest lineup they have for the gimbal. So it comes in a box like this with a bit of graphics to show you roughly what it looks like when it's set up. So inside the box you got an instruction booklet full of cards which have QR code to show you link to YouTube channel. So they have a YouTube channel explaining to you how to use this gimbal, and in here is all nicely laid out. So let's take them out one by one. So we have a tripod stand. So they gone with this kind of a wide stand, low profile tripod, which works really well in the previous version. This one is slightly taller than the other two, and then you have the actual gimbal itself. So this one here on the body is marked Scorp Mini 3, and comparison to the Scorp Mini that I have with my Sony camera. So you can see pretty much similar design in terms of format, which make it very easy for me to migrate onto. Motor casing is metal as well, and don't worry, I will give you a close-up of the gimbal later on once it's all assembled. In this paper box you have a couple of accessory cables, a USB-C to Lightning, a USB-C to USB-C. So this is USB-A to USB-C. Now the one with a pigtail kind of a coil cable is for you to connect from the gimbal onto your phone. And the final bits from the box will be the phone holder. So this is the phone holder, and it does have a fan attached to it. So this provides a bit of cooling to your phone. And on the phone holder there is a USB-C cable kind of built in. I guess this is for powering your fan. And if you do not use your fan, you can always coil back into the recess. So in terms of what comes in the box, it's very simple. You got your stand, you got your gimbal, you got your phone holder, a couple of cables. It can be folded flat, so easier to store. On the back you got a touch screen, you got a customizable button on the left and right, F1 and F2, a joystick with a press button, shooting button with a red dot. It's supposed to be able to half press and full press, just like a shutter button, and you got a manual button as well. So this is a 3-axis gimbal. So you got one motor, second motor, third motor, and this one is a 360 kind of motor on the bottom base here. So this one should be able to spin freely. So this gives you a bit of a creative options in terms of like infinity loops as such. Now my previous version of the Scorp Mini here, so this one here is just a pure gimbal. Scorp Mini 3 has a AI camera built in. So the blue little metal here with a hole, that's your camera. So with the camera it can sense motions, and with the AI built-in function it can do some, will help you to track subjects and stuff like that. So I will show you those kind of details later as well. On the side you got a switch mode button, so that will help to switch the function between how you want to set up the rotor on the side here. So you can have it for tilt or sideways, but if you do have a focusing attachment, you can use it to adjust adjust focus as well. Got a trigger button in the front. Now this is very useful if you want to change the orientation of the camera, facing forward, facing backward, or you just want to center your gimbal so the camera go back to the default pointing forward position. Okay, so let's try and set up my phone with the gimbal so I can start showing you what this can do. If I just look at the picture as a reference, so this is the phone holder and you want the fan to be on the bottom of your phone. So it should grip like this. So I do have a case on my phone right now and it seems to be gripping okay. And then I will slot this into the side. Make sure the lever is down. So this one will slide on. And once you slide on, it catches in the groove and wouldn't completely come downwards. And there's a little tab on the top to stop it accidentally from being removed out as well. What I usually do is I will unlock the motor. And I usually unlock one at a time. So I do the top one first. I can see it wouldn't want to stay in one position. It keeps coming back down. So to counteract that, I usually push it up a little. And then it doesn't want to rotate anymore. Then you know that you are in a good place. So here, it's still kind of coming down a little bit. So if I push it up a little to make it difficult for it to turn downwards. But this is kind of good. Okay, so with one axle down, I'm going to lock it. And I'm going to unlock the next motor. Again, we try to do the same thing. You want it to stay in one position. So at the moment, if I do like this, it wants to rotate back down. That means that this is quite heavy. So this is so heavy that we want to go into this kind of a motion. So what you want to do is push this upwards. So the center of gravity go inner that direction. So I guess I'm lucky because almost there. It's still, now it's gone the other way. So now this side is too heavy. So you move it back down just a notch. Just a little bit because it's almost perfect. It's almost there. So when you come to a stage where, you know, whatever position that you put it, it wouldn't want to rotate by itself, then you know you got it right. But with the latest technology, the motor is actually quite strong. So even if it is not 100% balanced, it is okay. The other thing that you guys should watch out for is with this kind of a phone mount, sometimes because the claw can open either way, so you want the phone to be sitting in the right position as well, right in the middle. So this one is a bit heavy here, so I'm going to cheat. I'm going to put the phone closer to this side. Too close to this side. Push it a bit over there. That's it. It will never be 100%, but I guess this is close enough. Yeah. And then I'm going to lock this again. So finally, there is one more adjustment to make sure this is perfectly balanced in all directions. So now it comes to this 360 rotation motor, and this arm needs to be balanced as well. If you have your gimbal flat on the table, obviously no matter which direction you push, it should stay put because there's no center of gravity pulling it towards any direction. So in this case, usually what I would do is I will lift the gimbal to a certain angle. As soon as you do that, the heavier side of the gimbal will pull the whole setup towards that direction. So you can see that is quite heavy in that direction. That's why you always want to come back to this position. And so all you need to do is at the bottom bracket here, now you undo this little lever and you move the center of gravity away from where it's trying to push the gimbal towards to. So I push it forward a bit and then you do that again. So now it's still going to that direction, but a lot less. So we push it up even more. Very slow now, so carefully move it another couple of millimeters. There you go, it stopped moving. The friction on the motor is already enough to stop it from coming down, but I would like to do even more. There you go, perfectly balanced. Now if you unlock all three motors, so 1, 2, 3. Not 100%, but close enough. Now we can turn on the gimbal and let the motor do its thing. Power button on the side right here. Press and hold. There we go, a perfectly balanced Scorp Mini 3 with a mobile phone attached. All right, let me turn it off and I will bring the camera closer so you guys can have a look. Okay, so with the camera fully balanced, now we can turn it on. So here you got a little display on top. That one show you which mode the thing is on, Bluetooth if it's on or not, and some kind of a battery indicator on the side. Power button is right here, so we turn it on. Let me zoom out a little bit. Press and hold. And that's it. This is ready to use. For a gimbal which can take up to 2 kilograms, this is actually not that heavy. I can move it around easily with my left hand here. So yeah, so this one is a touch screen. At the moment battery is only in half, so I'm not going to fully test it just yet, but I do want to show you guys what the first time you switch on looks like. So English, AI power on. So you got power motor, auto tune. Yep, I always do that before I use it. So start tuning. So auto tune, it will automatically shake the phone with the 3 motors and measure how much resistance and all that. And they do some clever algorithm to send enough power to all the motor so that it gives you the perfect balance without causing too much resistance. So that's it, calibration complete. But if you are into adjusting manually, you can actually change the power to all 3 motors if you want to. At the moment it's set on slow speed. That means that the reaction time from the motor is quite slow. So if you do fast movement, it might not be able to keep up. But if you are into that kind of fast movement, high action stuff, you can go fast. In that case, it kind of tighten up the motor, so it kind of tighten up the timing. So when you shake it, it kind of a lot sharper. So it depends on what you want to do with your gimbal. A couple of more options at the moment. By default, if you turn the knob, it's changing the tilt of the phone, and it's not 360, but it gives you a lot of things to play with. Button here, if I click that, now if I turn the wheel, it no longer tilted but actually pan it, and this usually gives you the best results in terms of doing B-roll or smoothing out the sideways movement. If I click that button again, so now it's roll. That's as much as you can roll if it is sideways. Now to center the gimbal again is quite easy. Just usually double trigger. This is the default, and if you triple click it, face the other way. So there is a couple of built-in function of default function that the gimbal can follow the direction. For example, you can do panorama. So 3x3, it will move the gimbal in a sequence of preset motion. Let's say 180. That is easier to show you guys what it means. So take 6 photos, 180 degrees, start shooting. Obviously, we haven't connected up the phone, but this is what it will do. So photo 1, you take a photo. Photo 2. Photo 3. Now I am not in control of the gimbal. The gimbal is doing its own thing. I'm going to stop it because we're not actually doing anything at the moment. Confirm exit. What else can I show you? Everything can be customized. If you are into that kind of thing, you can. What I'm going to do is I'm going to let it fully charge, come back and show you guys what it can and can't do in terms of once you have it connected to your phone, and test out the AI camera as well. So the charging port is right there. So for all my USB devices, I have this kind of magnetic coupler thing. So I usually have one for all my devices. So I click that in. Now this one become a magnetic cable attachment. The reason why I have these kind of things for most of my camera, and you can see I have one on my EOS R. I have that on my Sony as well. So this is a couple of things. Kind of like started with MacBook, that kind of thing. So this is the cable end. You can buy attachment like this one, which goes onto your normal USB-C cable, or you can get a cable with the end like this. And this one attached to it magnetically. And then now it start to charge the gimbal. It does a couple of things. One is safety. Accidents do happen, and if you do have something which tuck on the cable come off, yeah, not the whole gimbal come off the table. So this is one thing that it will do for you. Another reason why I always have these kind of things ready is that this, by repeatedly plugging in, tucking it, eventually the connection in there will kind of give way, and then that's it. Either you open it up to repair the connections, or that's it, you buy a new one. So with this, a lot of the pressure is off the actual port. So all the wear and tear is actually at this kind of contact point right here, which I find quite useful for a lot of my electronics. Now the battery in the Scorp 3 Mini here is a 14-hour runtime battery. And a fast charge is 3 hours. So when you plug it in, the red indicator will show, and in the touchscreen here, it will show you what is the current level, 62%, and it's being charged. And I know this is upside down, so but my charger here is showing 18 volt. So fast charge, come back in a couple of hours. As you can see, my video is not scripted, so I discover something. So while you're plugged into the charger, you can actually charge it while you're using the gimbal. I never knew that, so now I find something new. So I'm just going to carry on filming this video while it's charging in the background. You need to download the app. QR code on the instruction, you need to download the app. I have the older app, but I'm just going to follow the instruction to the T so you guys can see what it actually is. So I'm going to download this one here, Feiyu on. So register and log in. Okay, so automatically it detects Bluetooth request, pair, allowed, okay. There we go. So now we are in the app. So this is not the native iOS app. This is actually the app from FeiyuTech. So same as what we've done in the touchscreen, but you can do most of the gimbal setting on there as well. Advanced setting, control by joystick. This is a bit funny though. You have the joypad on the phone to control the movement on there, but as you move it, obviously the phone is moving, so I don't know how good that is. On the app interface, you can change it to video, photo, and you should be able to use the button to capture. There we go. So if I turn it around, I can use this to take a photo of selfie here. Now, of course, you don't need to use the native program for video shooting as such. You can do live with your built-in software. Now, one of the things I love about the scope is the AI function. Now, this one is the latest model, so the AI function should be the top notch as well. Now, I already memorized all the gesture control because I used the previous generation of gimbal. Now the AI tracking function on the gimbal is standalone, which means that you don't have to use the FeiyuTech app, so you can use your own native phone app, which sometimes that is what I prefer. All you need to do is make sure the camera app is on. The setting is what you want to do. For example, 4K 30 is what I record at. So iPhone default camera is on at the moment. You might be using your own streaming software or using your beauty app or whatever that you'll be using. Just make sure they are on the setting and ready to record. Now I'm going to leave it right here so you can still see it at the corner of my video. So if I stand back here, and if I raise the palm of my hand, I can see the green light flashing. That means that it got my command. So it should have sent a function to my phone to start recording. So which is what it did. So now it's recording. So I'm going to slap my hands 3 times together. This is just to help me synchronize the 2 video feeds later on when I edit my video. Now, because no one here to help me to reposition the camera, let's say I'm working on my own, and this is what I use the most in terms of the AI function. So as soon as you raise your OK sign, then the camera starts to spring into action. So now I should be kind of in the middle of the frame because the camera is tracking me. So if I squat down, do my stuff, stand up, walk around, pick up stuff. So this is kind of a AI cameraman built into the gimbal. If I move away from the camera, let's say I'm doing some stuff here, fixing, moving around. As long as I have line of sight with the AI camera, then I will be okay. I will be in the shot. And that's the beauty of having this kind of a gimbal attached to your phone. Another function that I like to use with the camera is that, for example, if I'm shooting the video and let's say I want more space on either side of myself so I can do a on-screen overlay, for example, what I need to do is if I stand over this side here and I do the frame gesture like this, now the camera is flashing green, so that means it's on hold. Now if I raise the frame again, so now I'm no longer in the middle of the shot, but the camera is still tracking me. So when I do a screen overlay, I don't know which side, but I have more space. So I can actually put a box of information that I want to explain, and then there's more space for me to do that. In terms of how well the camera will track me, as long as I'm in the zone where the camera can see, then it's okay. But what if I'm outside the frame where the AI camera can't see me anymore? If I go into hiding, should be about now. And now I come back in, and it's still tracking. Let me see if I hiding away completely. So now I'm nowhere to be seen. From the mirror, I can still see the camera, but I'm coming back into the shot. And the AI camera kind of switches itself off because it's no longer find me in the screen. But all I need to do is restart the process. And there we go, there I am again. The only thing with hand gesture control is that you have to be careful because just now I was doing that thing. It saw my palm and then it probably stopped the recording. Okay, so this is me handheld the gimbal with one hand. moving it around. Low down shot, up high shot. Now this one doesn't have any tracking, yeah? This is just me pointing forward, so let the gimbal deal with all the movements. Look at my lights here. Let me see if I can do one which is touching the cloud shots. So going in, coming back out. So this is handheld. Most of the time, if I really want stable, most of the time if I'm shooting something that I want really stable footage, then I will actually hold it with two hands and then do a ninja walk. So this is as stable as you can be. So far I have been showing you how to use the gimbal with my phone vertically mounted. So that will be very good for TikTok video and Instagram video, that kind of thing. But let's say if you do want to shoot sideways, you can do that as well. All you need to do is just turn, and that's it. So sideways, vertical, that's it. Now one of the functions that I love using is the tracking function while you're using the gimbal. For example, I got my lawnmower over there, and what I can do is I can drag a little square which cover the lawnmower, and then now it will intelligently track the lawnmower. Doesn't matter where it goes. For example, my lawnmower is going that direction, and if I move the gimbal this way, it will turn the phone to face the lawnmower. So yeah. That's how easy it is. But at the moment, I can't get the AI camera to work in the landscape mode. It only works in the portrait mode. So I'm not sure what happens there. So if I don't move the gimbal, it will turn the camera automatically towards the lawnmower. And if I move around it, it will always be in frame. That's how easy it is. So for a little bit of an experiment, I can mount my action camera on it, although it's not a very good grip, so I do need to modify it a little bit to make sure it grips onto the action camera properly. But yeah, the motor is strong enough since it can hold like 2 kilograms of payload. The action camera is a weight next to nothing, so even when it is a bit lopsided, uneven balance, it will work. So now I can record 8K on my action camera and turn off stabilization, and I still have good footage. But that will be, but if you guys are interested in that kind of thing, that will be another video to come. I love the ergonomics of the handle. You can use it one hand, two hand. The motor and the AI is quite sophisticated now, and the app is pretty well polished as well. The only thing I'm not too sure is the landscape phone orientation and the AI tracking doesn't seem to work for objects. I can use it to track my face by doing gesture control and stuff like that. When it comes to objects tracking, I can only get it to work on a portrait mode. So that will be something I will maybe contact customer service and see what the options is there. But so far, so good. Auto tracking on the action camera. How about that? So I hope you find my information useful. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe to my channel to help me grow. And I can't wait to see you next time with more interesting gadgets. Bye bye. But there's more to his schemes. Tech and gadgets, light his fire, he's got a knack. DIY runs in his veins, there's no turning back. 2 kids by his side, a family so tight.